This is why XRP is going to $10,000, and I'm going to make it so simple to understand that even your grandma can understand it using this jar of water. Number one, please don't get scammed by people in my comments. Click on my profile and you'll see that the @ says The Truth Creator, no spaces, no numbers. If you have a question, put it in my comments and I'll try to make a video about it or respond to you. Number two, if you don't understand that money is energy, go back and watch the video that I have pinned on my profile about XRP. Number three, if you say that XRP can't go to $10,000, you either don't understand how it works or it's cognitive dissonance. XRP is liquidity. XRP has two functions. One function is market cap. This is the people that invest in the actual product, plus all of the value in the world. This involves real estate, cars, insurance, the derivatives market, which is made up money like the futures market or leverage trading. It's all made up money, but it still has value, which is valued in its market cap. Basically, it's anything in the world that has value, which is this jar of water right here. But people say, all the value in the world divided by 100 billion coins, there's no way that XRP can be $10,000. I'm gonna get into that. In crypto, we are our own bank. If you understand quantum physics and quantum spirituality, you understand the law of oneness. Well, crypto and the quantum financial system are no different. Instead of the Federal Reserve acting like a federal reservoir and controlling the flow of the currency will come back to us like a big ocean. Money is energy, we are energy, and our energy is the currency. The second function that XRP has is that it is liquidity. Remember, money is energy, and in quantum, energy must be able to flow smoothly and freely, without borders and without barriers. Liquidity is energy, and transactions are an exchange of energy, like sending money across borders, for example. So not only are these transactions of energy, but they are removing the borders and the barriers. A lot of people don't understand the second function that XRP was literally created to do. It holds value, but it also transacts energy as well. And I'm going to get into how it gets to 10K here in a second. XRP is liquidity, but it is also very liquid. Why does this matter? Well, let's say, for example, you're close to retirement age and you have all of your wealth into the housing market. The housing market is not very liquid because you have to find a buyer for all of your houses. You have to go through the whole transaction process, and that can take up to a year. That wealth is not very liquid. XRP, on the other hand, is very liquid. 3 seconds per transaction, 1,500 transactions per second, and it costs less than a cent. Not to mention all of the real estate that I just talked about being transacted on the XRP ledger. This makes it super fast so that the energy, the money, the liquidity can flow super fast with no borders and no barriers. So how does XRP get to $10,000? Well, these daily flows of transactions and energy have to be valued as well. XRP's price has to remain stable because if it's unstable, it will cause too much variation in the price and no one will want to use it. Just like hyperinflated currencies right now, no one wants to use those. Everything will be pegged one-to-one using XRP. Instead of all of these different currencies operating by themselves and fluctuating, they will be valued using XRP based on the value in the world. So Venezuela, for example, will have its own value of XRP, which will be in the Venezuelan bolivar, which will be based on the value of the world and the transactions per day and not based on its own economy. And the US, for example, will be based on one XRP, but obviously in a different price because we have a different currency, but they will still both equal one XRP. And this will all be done using XRP's second function of liquidity, because when XRP is used for cross-border payments and we are only using the market cap to value it, it would cause too much of a ripple effect like this. And in quantum physics, everything is interconnected and operates as a field. So when there's too much of a shock wave in a specific area, it creates too much instability for everything else. We need to think of every single one of these corners as a different country. So this is what's going to happen. The daily transactional volume will be implemented into XRP's price as well. These are the inflows and the outflows, like liquidity. And these are completely different than the market cap, the value of the world. These are the daily flows of energy. Money is energy. And currently they estimate $7 trillion of daily transactions. This is $2 quadrillion per year. And when XRP's price reflects this, less XRP will have to be used per transaction, making the ripple effect a lot more like this. If we trade based on only market cap, then more XRP has to be used per transaction. So when we implement the liquidity price, it's like a buffer and it keeps the ecosystem stable and the price stable. So for example, if we only use XRP's price based on market cap and say that it's $500 and you want to transact $1,000 worth of XRP, that's going to be $2 of XRP, which creates a bigger ripple effect. But let's say that we use XRP's price with the liquidity buffer baked into it, which would make it $1,000, and we want to transact $1,000 worth of XRP. That would be 1 XRP. This would create much less of a ripple effect. And when you have less of a ripple effect, the ecosystem as a whole remains more stable. So as of 2023, which we printed a lot more money since then, so this is going to be a lot more full. You have the overall value of the world, plus the derivatives market, plus the daily flow of money, which equaled over $1 quadrillion in 1 year. You take all the value in the world, plus the derivatives market, which is this, and account for the daily transactional flow, which is what I just talked about. Divide all of that by 100 billion XRP. That's already at $10,000 XRP. But we also don't know how much money has been printed, and I'm sure there's a lot of small things that I've missed. Plus the fact that there's only 60 billion XRP currently circulating. That $10,000 XRP now becomes a lot higher. XRP is the chosen one.